Sanmunan. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to respond to some messages while at the same time I'm trying to eat. What. Yo, it's crazy. So I was on Instagram and this sister just sent me, not just, but she sent me 26 voice notes. 26 voice notes. So I was listening to all of these voice notes, writing down notes. So hopefully I can just unpack. Sorry. So let me just start here. I truly appreciate all the DMs. I appreciate the support. Ngiyabonga, guys. I'll try my best to respond to as many DMs as possible. And yes, it took some time for me to respond. It is a lot of VNs. So if you think about it, if each VN is about 1 minute long, because it caps you at 1 minute, that means it's 26 minutes worth of listening, and for me to try and analyze and as I said, write down notes to try and just give a honest and open answer. So again, I started off by just being grateful and being appreciative, but I ended up by saying, I don't think she'll appreciate what I'll say. And I started off by saying this, and it's quite controversial, but I know I've said it, my brother loves saying it, where every female is lost until a good man finds her. So I know a lot of you sisters don't like hearing that, but it's the truth. It really, really is the truth. If you look at so many of our sisters, they are looking for a strong leader. So many of our sisters are actually, jokes aside, looking for a quality father that they can follow. Okay, so she starts by trying to discuss her view on life about relationships. And this sister is 21 years old, and she speaks about hypergamy. So hypergamy is it's an animalistic human trait where females date their level and above. There's reasons why. So the reason why, if you look in the animal kingdom, why you would want to date the best animal or the best lion that you can get, because again, you when you're pregnant as a woman, you're very vulnerable. So you're looking for the strongest lion who can hunt, who can look after and protect you, etc., etc. It's the same in the human realm, where you as a female want a provider and a protector. So you're gonna look at the best provider and protector that you can get and that you can date. Why, as a female, would you settle to date someone who is a weaker provider and a weaker human being than who you are? So biologically, women are hypergamous, where they date across and above. Men normally date across and below. So she speaks about that. She unpacks and speaks about her masculinity and her experience around masculinity, and maybe she's got an unhealthy view of masculinity. So again, just listening to what she's talking about masculinity, she brings in an Andrew Tate and how she doesn't appreciate guys like Andrew Tate in the sense that they tend to lack the softer qualities. They tend to lack the compassion in that is required in a relationship, And again, there's a reason why so many females are attracted to Andrew Tate. You might not be that female, but again, guys like Andrew Tate get thousands, millions maybe of women that are attracted to them. So again, when women tend to speak about hypermasculinity or tend to speak about things like you men lack compassion, I want a man who can be compassionate, I just normally go, yeah, it's whatever, because I've seen it. I did a whole talk where one of the guys, a younger guy, probably like in the 19, he actually puts his hand up and it's part of a panel, and he asked, and he's like, sorry, sis, if I can ask, what type of man are you looking for? And the ladies that were on the panel and in the people, the crowd, I don't know if I can explain like that, they responded by saying they're looking for a man who's respectful, who's loving, who's kind, who's gentle, who can be compassionate, who can be vulnerable, who can be... And once they were done talking about all these characteristics, I put up my hand and I said to this guy, and I was like, of the sisters that you know here that said that they're looking for a compassionate, vulnerable, man, what type of men are they dating? They might be describing something, but their actions are telling us the exact opposite. They're dating the guy who's driving that car, who's loud, the guy who dresses like this, fuck boy, what. So sisters say one thing and they do the exact opposite when it comes into the dating market. So when I talk to Amachita, I say, so as Losisi brings up Andrew Tate, I know full well that if there was a man who is a couple of years older than her that possesses the success and the confidence and the structure and development and the this that Andrew Tate has, she'd fall head over heels. As long as nje emthanda and emthanda back. So again, it's that she speaks about masculinity in the sense that masculinity needs to be grounded, meaning that the man needs to be a man, So to her, the man needs to also be pursuing her. The man also needs to pay for dates. The man needs to have structure and be a problem solver. So she's talking about all these things on the one side, but at the same time, she wants him to do soft and orthopedic. It doesn't make sense. If you're looking for a man who's a man's man, hey, she then brings up something very profound about a fatherless society, and as such, men don't know how to be men. And I agree. I come from a single mother household. My mom was phenomenal, is phenomenal. God bless you, Mamsi. But my mom's never been a man, so she doesn't know the challenges of being a man. She might have seen certain things, heard certain things, spoken to certain people. But at the end of the day, my mom's never been a man, so it's very, very hard for a woman who only knows how to be a woman, for let's say for an eagle, powerful as she is, for her to teach me how to be a shark. She can't. She can say certain things, she can but agagwaz, because she's never been in the water. She doesn't know. And I say this to my boy's mom. Look, you must, at the end of the day, what we are trying to cultivate with these little boys is we're trying to turn these boys into men. We are trying to turn these boys into one day being a head of a household, one day for them to be husbands and to be fathers. So wherever you find yourself being a mom, always hold yourself back. What do I mean by that? Let me just give you a stereotype. This is just a stereotype. I'm not trying to be negative about females. Let's say, for example, there's a spider on the wall. And let's say their mother is scared of the spider. And then my one boy goes and wants to hit the spider. And then she says, yeah, don't do that. Is she trying to develop a man or a boy that one day, as a husband and as a father, when there's a spider in the house, he's also jumping on the bed hiding? So again, we're trying to develop, obviously age appropriate, for these boys to turn into the men that we need society to become. So a lot of homes are fatherless, and we understand, and there's many reasons why they are fatherless society. We can get into the controversials, we can get into the weak men, we can get into whatever you want to discuss, but that's for a different topic. But it is how it is. And a lot of single mothers are raising these soft men. We get it. And when I talk about soft, I'm talking about in the traditional provide and protect. So you've got these men, you might be as gora, steroid, whatever, sharp. Can you provide for a household? Can you protect that household? In terms of not can you go around beating up people? No, putting them in a safe environment, putting them in a safe space for your kids, for your partner to flourish. That's what a protection looks like in 2024. It's no longer just in the sense of or even to carry a weapon or something. It's no longer just purely about that. There's more variables around being a protector in 2024. There's so many variables when we talk about being a provider in 2024. Yes, the main one is the financial, but also provide guidance, provide structure, provide mental growth. So those are the things that are needed by our society. And unfortunately, our mothers don't know how to teach men how to be those type of people in spaces. So I agree with Lucy when she's speaking about that, and she then says, man, as a result, because men aren't men, women are suffering in a dating pool. I agree. I've got no comeback to that, because women are suffering. But again, men are suffering because, again, we don't have these guidance. We don't have these role models. We have no one to really look up to. If I look at the current celebrity pool, in terms of who are the men that we look up to, who are the men that I can, when I'm watching, TV in South Africa, who am I looking up to? I'm like, hey, that guy, in terms of masculinity in a healthy sense, I look up to that guy from a provision, protection, I'm looking up to that guy as a father. I'm a father of 3. So when I look at someone that I really admire, like Trevor Noah, I know full well he knows nothing. He knows fuck all about being a father. He knows how to be a successful businessman. He's charismatic. He knows how to be loving, from the little that I see. But he knows fuck all about being a father. So who am I going to look up to in terms of that? So who am I going to look up into in terms of being a husband? Who's there that I'm getting to watch on TV, on social media, in Black South African realm, that I get to look up to? I don't. The only people that we have as role models in this country, or Caspar Nyovest, or Maporisa, which they're phenomenal in their fields. Please don't get me wrong. very phenomenal in their fields, but we don't know how Maphorisa is as a partner. We don't know how he is as a father. We don't know how he is in terms of running a household. We don't have those people to look up to. So it becomes very difficult because we don't have fathers in the actual house, and then we don't have fathers on social media. We don't have fathers on TV to actually guide us. Anyway, so then she asked me about my definition of masculinity, which I've tried my best to define in terms of provision and protection and what that looks like in 2024. Hers, again, doesn't make any sense at all, because, again, she says she wants this man who's got structure, who's a problem solver, but then also wants orthopedic marshmallow of a man, kunzima. The man that you know, oh, marshmallow. The man that I know, yinsimbi. Kunzima, yeah. Then she speaks about that she needs someone that she can respect. That's all of us. If I go into a work environment and I look at my boss, for example, I'm looking for someone that I'm willing to respect. It's very, very tough to have a boss that you don't respect, one that is less experienced than you, one that doesn't know their arse from their elbow, and then you are meant to take leadership and guidance from that person. It's incredibly difficult. So I hear you. From a woman's perspective, looking to someone that you can respect. Not as men, we want women that can respect us. Yes, we will respect you back, but it's a different type of respect. I like the fact that she touched on equity versus equality. Equity talks about fairness. What is fair? So, for example, when we look at, let's say, my kids, the amount of food that I eat and the amount of food that my Ntanzi, who's 6 years old, eats is not equal, But when we look at equity, we're looking at, are we both full though? I have 5 slices of pizza. He has 3 slices of pizza. We are both full. That is what is fair. You understand? So it's not necessarily Wuti yonke into fiber equal. And I think in today's time, we try so much to be equal. It doesn't work that way. You have a South Africa that has 80% black people. And then we say we want equal a number of white people in prison as black people. No, we're going to have an overwhelming amount of black people, but in terms of percentage, it will be equal. So look at equity, very different from equality. And I like that she broke into that. But again, there's nothing in terms of equity that she talks about really in the voice notes when she says she'll also bring to the table. What are you bringing to the table? You're saying that you want a man who's a problem solver. You're saying that you want a man who's smart. You're saying that you want a man who gives you structure. You're saying that you want a man who's this and that and that and that and that. And you're a woman that as what? Kanjani? Yeah, you understand Guti Ailingani in terms of that. Again, she speaks about that if you want respect, you need to have qualities that she respects. I agree. Again, when I look at a boss in work or your line manager, if they want respect, they need to have qualities and attributes that I respect, such as experience, such as being able to be sturdy and being able to take control. Yes, all those things go into play. But again, Mtagama, you need to be very, very aware. Ukuthi inhlonipho, as much as the white way of respect is earned. In our culture, in my culture at least, how I grew up, we give respect, So whenever I see someone, for me, I respect you, whether you are shorter than me, taller than me, fatter than me, skinnier than me. I will respect you off the bat. And I will hope through me giving you respect that you'll give me respect back. So again, when I see a person, I don't just write them off. When I see a person who's 18 years old, I don't write them off. I will respect you regardless and hope that by giving you respect, you'll give me respect back. That's just how I was raised. So Gim, I'm very, very aware that in today's time, a lot of females tend to not respect their age mates. I think that's just dog shit. I don't appreciate that at all. If when I say Swam, you are 21, you need to respect a 20-year-old man, an 18-year-old man, a 16-year-old man, a 10-year-old little boy. You need to just give respect. So this thing of respect is earned and it's only through life experience and guidance that's the problem with society. That is the true problem with society. You need to be able to respect the CEO just as much as you respect Uputi who works in the garden or whoever is the cleaner. Give me respect is different, So again, I just give respect just off the bat. So again, I understand in today's market how sisters tend to respect men that have accomplished certain things. I'll respect him. I don't have a car as a sister. I'll respect him when I see the car he drives or what car he has. I'm still a junior and intern. I'll respect him because he is my unit head or whatever the case may be. I don't subscribe to that, but okay, I understand it though. Again, she then speaks about the fact that she's a recovering feminist. I love that. Oh, I love that, recovering feminist. We were having a bit of a chuckle with my partner around how in today's market, sisters will never say anything positive about men. They will never post anything positive about men. They'll just be like, men are trash, men are trash, men are trash. Even though they are in loving relationships, So she was being honest, and she put her hand up and she said, "Hey, dog, me, I love you, but me, I'll never say anything positive about men. Me, ooh, cool. And I was like, why do you guys do that? She's like, I don't know, just maybe it's because then we spoke about the whole feminism thing, and Njobet Losisi, she's a recovering feminist. There's so many feminists that I know personally that I wish I could name and shame, but your secret's safe with me. So many feminists who publicly, social media, now I'm talking about people who are quote unquote also celebs, who are hate men, that go and bash men every chance they get. Every chance. But they serve their partners ngama tray. Hey baba kabanibani, hey my baby, hey my usava ngetray lo sis lo myself umuntu wakhe. Kodwa ku social media ula ungela amajita. Hey guys, this guys are. I was like, but anyway, I appreciate the fact that she's speaking about recovering feminists, because again, in my mind, I'm going to the extremist side of feminism. One way you bash men, not essentially the feminism that I prescribe to, which is men and women in the eyes of God, in the eyes of Yabona. We are perfectly equal in the sense that we all need love, respect, and honor. We all need to find a partner where we can look after each other. So again, I appreciate that. She also very much emphasizes that she's not one of these females that are trying to look for an old rich man. That's not what she's looking for, So again, her age gap is largely to do with respect, largely to do with the person who can guide, person who's got structure, person who's got this and that and that. She does also say it would be nice if the guy has a bit of cash. That's great if a guy is stable in terms of work, but that's not what is her main attractive variable. And then she drops this huge question at the end. Two big questions. So she asks Guti, what would I suggest as an age gap? Knowing full well that she's 21, she's dated guys in their 30s. And if she's actually looking for a father. I start off by saying, you're looking for a father. She's looking for a good father. I can really tell you, Guti, she either didn't have a father in her life, or she had a shit guy somewhere got a bias in her life. If she had a really structured man who could give her the proper guidance, I don't think she'd be wanting to date guys who are 12, 13, 14 years her senior. Remember, this is where I see us very losing to other races. I'm not saying date, if you're 21, date a 21-year-old. That's not what I'm saying. We all like to date someone who can guide us. Especially as females, you tend to want a guy who can guide you and give you structure. Sure. Get that. But you don't want to date a guy who's too far out of the stage that you are currently in your life. So let's move the age away for a little bit. And let's be able to say, okay, what stage am I in my life? So I am right now, I'm a student. Let's just say I'm a student. I'm in my 4th year, whatever the case may be. You don't want to be dating a Penson who's got 3 kids and he comes from being divorced, and I'm too far away. I'm way too far. Come back. So if you are a 4th year student and you're thinking about next year I need to apply, maybe date the 22-year-old, 23-year-old intern, who might be, like that. Don't go and say, I want to date the MD. I want to date the CEO, because the stages are too far. It's too far. So again, when I see a lady who does that, I'm like, she's just looking for her father. She's just looking for a person who can treat her like a child, And then she'll be like, don't tell me how to dress. You're not my father. Yes, I am. I am your father. I am your father. I'll tell you how to dress. I'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you what to drink, that you've drank enough, because that's what you're looking for. You weren't looking for a partner in the sense of us bouncing ideas off one another and us growing together. If that was the case, you would have dated someone who's a year or 2 above you. That's perfectly fine. You dating a guy who's 15 years older than you are looking for your father. Let me tell you that. You are looking for ubabaz. So calm down, relax. Find out where you are, what is missing in your life. Find out what is missing in your life and why it is that you are so aggressively against guys that are in your stage of life. Forget age. Why is it that you're so aggressive against guys who are at a stage of your life? And again, because you're seeking that guidance, because you're seeking that structure, you don't have it within the dating market. You'd like to look in other spaces. But yeah, man, so again, that's essentially what you're speaking about. I don't have, again, just to answer your question, I don't have a suggested age gap if what would you suggest is a good age gap, I say try find a guy with potential in your stage and assist and cultivate one another to get to that next stage. If you can do that. If you can't find a guy just one stage above you, once it gets to 2-3 stages, it's too far. It's too far out. The power dynamics will be totally skewed. So if you are a woman who's a visionary, if you're a woman who can see potential, look for a guy in your stage. I don't know what the age may be, your stage of life, and then cultivate that potential and let them shine. And then once he's then growing and he's living his potential, then you can learn from here, and he can learn from you as well. I hope I really did answer these questions. I hope as best as I can I answered this DM, all 26 of these voice notes. I want to just emphasize on that. But yeah, guys, just let me know what you think about this whole dating market. Let me know what you think about her views on the age gap, on dating guys who are above you, in terms of the hypergamy, in terms of where men are in today's society and what men are struggling with, and as a result affects our sisters, single mother households, and how we can all try our best as we can to develop a society that is just amazing. Anyway, hit that subscription bell if you have subscription button if you haven't yet, and that notification bell. Comment, share this video far and wide. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And Tanda.